dream team of Julia and Stephanie Vaquer arrived and ready to prove that they can take over the women's division here in NXT, which is currently ran by our women's champion, that being Roxanne Perez, and her bestie, Cora Jade, who wins this dream matchup later tonight. There's the challenger for the NXT title, Ethan Page, who said the devil comes out tonight in his NXT championship matchup and believes that Trick Williams won't survive the devil's playground. It's our main event of Halloween Havoc.
It's the countdown to Halloween, my favorite time of the year. The season where we all embrace a different side of ourselves. A creepier side. A scarier side. That is what tonight is all about. Embracing the madness, the chaos, the mayhem. So, NXT Universe, are you ready to embrace the havoc? The battle for the North American Championship has been decided by fate. What monstrous deeds will await the Dawn and the Ruler when they clash in tables, ladders, and scares?
As the wheel is spun and it is spoken.
Halloween Havoc, I am going to use every table, ladder, chair to personally beat Omer's ass!
Tony, that Halloween Havoc, once again, I will be the ruler of NXT.
Could the end be near for Chase University? Whose lights will go out? Andre Chase or Ridge Holland?
I realize there's no saving you. Ridge, at Halloween Havoc, I'm gonna put an end to your misery. Need an ambulance match!
Mr. Chase, how's it feel watching your creation being torn apart piece by piece? Chase U gets destroyed for good, and you'll be taking your last ride.
The curse of a champion is the target they must wear. So it's important to have a friend who is always watching your back.
4 of the best women in the world will meet in a dream tag team matchup. The NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade face Julia and Stephanie Vaquer.
You do, versus I too. Halloween Havoc.
Cora, Roxanne, there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. They're coming for you. The wheel has spoken. Who will channel their inner demon and come out as NXT champion from the devil's playground?
It's going to be barbaric, sadistic. Williams and Page are gonna dance with the devil now in the pale moonlight.
Ethan Page, you ain't all ego, you all desperate, dog. You trying to do everything you can to stay close to this title right here, but it ain't gonna happen for you.
Trick, I get back what's mine. We're about to play by the devil's rules, also known as my rules.
Tonight, Halloween arrives early as NXT unleashes an event so shocking, so gruesome, you won't want to look away. Welcome to Halloween Havoc.
And now, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred presents NXT Halloween Havoc.
The wheel has sealed the fate of our superstars. Welcome to Halloween Havoc, where we have 3 championship matches, and we're ready for the first here tonight. Vic Joseph alongside Booker T, and Booker, it was the challenger that we see who proclaimed the family would not be by Tony's side, and after what we witnessed 2 Tuesday, he was right.
You ain't jiving, Vic. Tonight here at Halloween Havoc, we're gonna find out who's the man up in this beast. Over Femi, no bread, no water, just me.
Pain, destruction, devastation. That is what we are kicking off Halloween Havoc with, as Obafemi will look to regain the North American Championship here tonight against Tony D'Angelo. And when the wheel was spun, it landed on tables, ladders, and stairs. And for this matchup, victories by pinfall or submission, tables, ladders, chairs are all legal weapons to use. And that, by the way, was at the request of Tony D'Angelo. He wanted this match to be decided by a pinfall. And you know who was okay with that?
Who's that?
Our general manager, Ava, after what she also witnessed this past Tuesday.
It's all about family. It's all about the business.
There are the eyes of a determined champion. But when I talk about Tuesday, it was Luca Crucifino who was smashed through a ladder. It was Stax who was tossed through a table. It was Rizzo who was attacked. The Don is alone in his first defense of that North American championship.
No, but I think this match right here is only fitting for the Don. In Texas, we call it fight or flight. Tonight, what do you think we're gonna get? What do you think we're gonna get? Huh? What do you think we're gonna get? We're gonna get a fight, man. Oh, yes!
You see the NXT Universe here in Hershey, PA, as we kick off Halloween Havoc. Let's go right now to our ring announcer, Mike Rome.
The following is a tables, ladders, and scares match. And it is for the NXT North American Championship. Introducing the champ. You know the rest.
Oh, Booker, you said it was going to be a fight.
I said it. Here we go.
Bell has sounded. This one, official big spear into the cover, hook of the leg, and a quick kick out by Obafemi. But look at Tony D'Angelo. He has come out absolutely possessed after what transpired this past Tuesday on NXT. Again, tables are legal, ladders are legal, chairs are legal for this matchup. Tony D'Angelo wants to hurt Obafemi, and you know what? The same can be said about what Femi wants to do to the champion.
Oh, no, man. Tony D. Tony D. All man, dog. All man, dog.
It's already breaking down. You talk about a way to come out of the gate hot. Tony D'Angelo just drove Obafemi. Obafemi is down. Obafemi is hurt. And now Tony D'Angelo picking up where his mind left off on Tuesday. He saw that ladder. He saw the table. He saw the chair. And he's coming over here.
Here we go. Tony D is what I call bringing the fight, Vic. He's not wasting any time because all he's going to take one big shot.
That's a big-ass ladder. Take another look at what Tony D'Angelo did. Oh! Obafemi.
It's legal. Everything's legal.
As we try to calm ourselves down here ringside, it's hard to do, Booker. There's a ladder sitting here at our desk. Obafemi's now just taken out 2-3 chairs. I mean, this is the first time both these competitors, have competed under these conditions. And I know this: you are not a fan of ladders.
Not at all. I mean, I came off the second rung once upon a time. That was a long time ago. Trust me. Oh! Big shot by Tony D, Vic.
And rocking Obafemi, second time this a title has been defended. Under tables, ladders, and scares. Io Sky, Candice LeRae did it for the women's title back in 2020. But this is the here and the now. Massive choke slam. Fine into the steel chair and a kick out.
And we just getting started. We just getting started, Vic.
Take another look. I mean, just see and try to feel and imagine the impact of your spine bouncing off a steel chair. I know it was Tony who wanted to hurt Obafemi, but I mean, Booker, how scary can Obafemi be in this sort of matchup?
Oba's scary, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Tony D, he knew exactly what he was getting himself into. That's why I say this match is only fitting for these two. You're gonna walk out with some scars, bruised, battered, and torn here tonight, but it could be worth it at the end of the night. You got gold waste.
The question that I had coming into this matchup was how would Tony D'Angelo handle business with his family not present? There's no one there to encourage Tony D'Angelo. He's trying to
big
fight
shot.
back.
Let me tell you something. I said something about Tony D a few months back. I said the Heritage Cup was just the beginning. He's got a whole lot bigger plan. Oh, baby, man.
When it comes to Obafemi, had the best win percentage in the WWE this year with at least 5 matches, 94.4%. The only person, though, to defeat him, Tony D'Angelo. And D'Angelo right now is just getting rocked. Oba doesn't believe it can happen again. And then I start to think is maybe Obafemi too confident. But can you be too confident if you're the size of Obafemi, if you have the power of Obafemi, and you have all these tools of destruction at your disposal?
You got to admit, Obafemi dominated as a champion, man. Longest reigning NXT North American champ, bested Wesley. How good is that? How good is that, Vic?
You know, it's something that goes a long way when you talk about Obafemi
Greatest
and where
of all
he's
time.
come.
Greatest of all time.
And Tony D'Angelo beat him. Tony D'Angelo now trying to create his own legacy
The thing
as
is,
champion.
I don't think Obafemi is going to make that same mistake tonight. I don't think you're going to catch him, watching the paint dry or anything like that. He will not make that same mistake here tonight.
Obafemi looking like a Diablo 4 character come to life as he continues to punish Tony D'Angelo in this tables, ladders, and scares match. This is how we're kicking off Halloween Havoc.
The question is, was it a fluke? Was it a fluke? Did Tony D'Angelo catch Obafemi sleeping? What was it that? Was it? Oh, God, man.
Body just bouncing off the ladder, and it was
pain.
Oba, who also called Tony D'Angelo a helpless man. And right now, it almost seems like Obafemi's having a little bit of fun.
Obafemi's like the predator right now, Vic. Right now, he's a mean, and nasty guy. Oh, yes! Here we go!
And for Obafemi, he is now the aggressor. It's a different side of Obafemi that we've seen. We've seen Obafemi in control week after week, match after match during that undefeated streak. But now his back is somewhat up against the wall to reclaim the title. This is a different, more dangerous side of Obafemi.
Obafemi is looking to prove, Vic, that he is truly not a dud, but the ruler of NXT. I love that moniker, man. Here we go.
D'Angelo, though, starting to fight back now. Second win for the Don. The Don swinging away.
Wow! Wow! Did you see that? Did you see the athleticism?
Screw the athleticism. Tony D'Angelo just got driven through that table. He got decleated by Obafemi. Title is on the line. Femi dragging out the Don. Hook of the leg. And the Don just getting his left shoulder up. Talk about getting decleated. I mean, boom! Just a nasty landing. The Don just folded in half.
I agree. Obafemi, I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. This guy's a generational talent. He could have done this in any era, Vic. Future Hall of Famer in my estimations.
Did you see what Obafemi just grabbed? As Tony D'Angelo is looking for that ace up the sleeve.
It's about to get busy, dog.
Obafemi had it scouted, and now D'Angelo trying to play some defense, swinging around that chair while Crowbar's getting swung by Obafemi, and Femi right now is in pure control. He's in the driver's seat.
Obafemi, he can do it with his bare hands, but when he's willing to go this far, I feel for this man. I feel for Tony D.
This is absolutely nasty to see.
The torque right now.
That
Tony
crowbar.
D's neck, my God, man.
Across the face, across the cheekbone, and Obafemi with all that power, just bending the dime. And you said it before that family should be kept out of conflict. Some would say Oba overstepped, but right now Obafemi is.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about moms. I'm talking about the kids. I ain't talking about them other guys.
You said family.
You feel me, right? You feel me?
That's Tony D'Angelo's family. That's who he's fighting for here tonight, Book. And he's trying to feed off the energy of the NXT universe here in Hershey. And just again.
Big shot by Oba.
Into the cover, title on the line, and then Don again getting that right shoulder up, and Obafemi seems to be getting a little bit frustrated right now, Book.
Look here, it's not going to end easy, Vic. Both of these men are willing to push themselves to the limit. The question is, how low can you go?
I don't know if you heard, but Oba just yelling at Tony D'Angelo. The referee really is here just to count the three or hear somebody say, I quit.
Vic, this thing could get real serious.
Oh, not again.
If the referee may have to have the wherewithal, understanding, and know how to just step in and stop it.
Look, Tony D'Angelo's not going to quit. It's not in his DNA. He's going to continue to give you everything he's got. He's going to continue to fight. He's got to do right now is to create some separation. I don't know, Booker, but if you're Tony D'Angelo, you have to be thinking about Tuesday. You have to be thinking about Stacks, Rizzo. You have to be thinking about Luca Crucifino. You got to fight, and you got to unload the tank right now in this moment.
You just said something a second ago, separation. One of these guys is going to have to separate the other guy from his senses to be able to walk away.
Again!
That's just the way I feel about it, Vic. Big shot by Oba. The ruler.
Oba has been in control and is now looking.
We're going for the ride.
For that fall from Groove. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Look at the strength of the
D'Angelo.
Wow.
Well, you said we talk about emptying the tank.
Yes.
How much more can Tony D'Angelo have left as we are here? The North American Championship is on the line. This is how we're kicking off Halloween Havoc. Tables, ladders, and scares here tonight in Hershey.
No, Tony D, he kicked this thing off real fast. He came out the blocks very quickly. And you wonder if that did something to him. But right now, he's still got a lot of fight in him. Throwing that chair like Barry Bonds. Oh, yes, man.
Booker, I want to go back to something that you said earlier, and it was a belly-to-belly on the chair, much like that choke slam Tony D'Angelo felt earlier tonight. But I want to go back to something you said with a spine buster. I might not get into it. Into the cover to retain, and a kick out by Obafemi. Booker, you said at the start of this, it was going to be a fight, and it has delivered.
No, I didn't mean fight, Vic. I mean a fight to the finish between these two. Because, like I say, Tony D, he has something to prove. You got to go out there and defend that championship at least one time before you can call yourself champion. I think that's what it's all about.
Well, this is the first defense of the North American Championship, to your point, under this stipulation. Tables, ladders, scares, where tables are legal, ladders are legal, chairs are legal, and Tony D'Angelo right now trying to rearrange a little bit around
Halloween
ringside
Havoc,
here.
And Halloween Havoc kicked off in Philadelphia, PA in 1989, just about 2 hours down the road. And I tell you, man, how iconic are these two going to feel 20 years from now in a match like this? Oh, my God.
It's quite a moment here in NXT. We always say expect the unexpected. As Obafemi just yoked up and just planted Tony D'Angelo.
Big, I'm about to get you straight on that. It's always
Hold on a second. Tony D'Angelo
whoa.
grabbing quickly at his right knee. And we know the history of injuries that Tony D'Angelo has faced. You got to go back to the first meeting between these two, and it was Tony D'Angelo who came up a little bit limp due to an ankle injury. But again, nothing has ever stopped the Don.
That's called casualty of war. I mean, that's just part of the game. I mean, this is not ballet or anything like this. Is the businessman.
It's interesting that you use the word, you know, the casualties. Think about everything that's going to happen here tonight. Devil's Playground still to come in our main event for the NXT Championship. As again, Booker, it's the zip tie brought out by Obafemi. We saw this on Tuesday.
It's legal, Vic.
I know it's legal.
It's legal.
But Obafemi right now, once again, has zip tied Tony D'Angelo to the bottom rope.
Serious, Vic.
And there's nothing the official can do. As you said, it is legal. The Don again is helpless and
What the hell?
The family's here. Stacks, Luca, I don't think the family lasted too long, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now.
He is truly the ruler.
Running down here, you big enough to pass a lick. Damn it, you big enough to take one.
Look at Rizzo in the ring trying to help out the Don. Rizzo's all by herself. The Don's caught. Stacks is wiped out. You don't. I mean, come on. Look, I mean, honestly.
I'm not condoning this, Vic.
And Rizzo doing a very wise thing, just getting out of dodge.
What the hell? She shouldn't even be in there, Vic. Come on. Come on, let's be real.
Going in the family, everybody's out. I'm looking up from the table. Tony D'Angelo doing everything he can. D'Angelo finally broke free. D'Angelo! He's not only fighting for the championship to retain it, he's fighting for his family, Booker.
I told you, Vic. Fight or flight rules right now, Vic. This is serious. This is as real can get.
Picking up the steam. Oh, just got clocked.
Yeah.
Just got dropped by Obafemi.
He's feeling it. He's feeling it.
Say that again. And a fall from grace power bomb to become a two-time. No! He kicked out.
That's resilience from Tony D right there.
Hard.
That's letting you know exactly how much this means to him on this night.
What must be going through the mind now of the challenger? Because this was picture perfect. It was a fall from grace. As again, Oba. But hey! There's a crowbar from Rizzo. Luca getting some. Shatter machine!
The hell?
Oba's rocked. Oba's hurt. And the Don spine buster through the table. And the family overcomes the obstacle of Oba.
Here is your winner, and still the NXT North American Champion, the Dawn of NXT, Tony D'Angelo!
Earlier you said family is mom and a sister and a brother. That is not true to Tony D'Angelo. It's all that and those that are standing with him, that stand by him, and that will fight alongside him. Like we saw Rizzo, Stacks, and Luca. And they return here tonight after the beating they got on Tuesday. Oba was in control, just manhandling the family once again. And things seemed very bleak for Tony D'Angelo. But then, when he saw Rizzo, when he saw Oba getting close, it just set something off inside of him. It flipped the switch. inside Tony D'Angelo, where he took things to another level. And the family would come back into play, helping out. Tony D'Angelo here tonight, all getting themselves a piece of the so-called ruler of NXT. And then right here it was the Dime who would plant the ruler. And for the second time, defeats Obafemi, but this time he retains his championship. How good it must feel for the family. Tony D'Angelo retains the North American Championship and survives tables, ladders, and scares.
Lexis, you have a Heritage Cup match on Tuesday against Charlie Dempsey, but the big question is, have you found your corner man yet?
Well, Sarah, I've found just about everything but that. I've really been finding myself in the ring. My conditioning is on point. And I'll give it to Charlie Dempsey. He is a heck of a competitor. He comes from a great, great wrestling pedigree. But I am on my game right now. But I'm also not gonna lie to you, I've been struggling to find a corner man. I've been facing days of constant rejection, ghosted texts. I leave voicemails, nobody calls me back, and you know, I get it. It's so hard to change your perception around here. I get that people look at me and they see my father, but I'm not him. And I'm trying to be my own man. And you know, it takes a man to admit that rejection really sucks and it hits you like a ton of bricks.
I'll be a corner man.
Sarah?
Lexis, I knew your father very well indeed. And if 5 decades in this industry hasn't taught me anything, it has taught me that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, especially with second-generation wrestlers. And I appreciate that you're trying to be your own man. So I'll be your corner man. Happy to do it.
Well, I can't thank you enough, Mr. Regal.
Oh, there'll be a time to thank me.
Well, we've decided it's gonna be a gauntlet match. Hey, gauntlet match. Which means if Kalani can get past Jasmine, she'll face JC. And if she can get past JC, she'll face me. All right. See you out there, champ.
Of course, Fatal Influence with Spinner's Choice and chose that gauntlet match. Women's North American title match still to come here live on Halloween Havoc.
Brilliant.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Chicago, Illinois, Cora Jade.
Well, the mean girl of NXT is back in an NXT ring here tonight.
One bad little sister.
Cora Jade has not been silent on how she feels about her opponents here tonight.
Feel the vibe? Feel a different vibe, Cora? You feel that? Do you feel that?
I've never seen you smile so
I'm just saying, man. Oh, yeah.
Until now.
And her tag team partner from Laredo, Texas, she is the NXT Women's Champion, Roxanne Perez.
NXT Halloween Havoc is brought to you by Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. The new expansion is available now on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. And the expansion in the women's division we've seen recently Roxanne Perez believes it's all because of her. She believes that her opponents that are here tonight are in NXT because of her. Do you agree?
Well, come on, Vic. That's easy.
You just got saved.
And their opponent, first from San Fernando, Chile, Stephanie Vaquer.
How'd you describe Cora Jade? The aura?
Yeah.
What do you say about Stephanie Vaquer?
No doubt.
And her tag team partner from Tokyo, Japan, Julia.
I cannot believe that we're about to witness this international dream tag team matchup. Some argue, by the way, that Julia Booker should be the NXT Women's Champion at this moment, if not for Cora Jade.
You know what, man?
I just wanted to get your official take on that.
Julia went one-on-one with the best, and I'm gonna tell you, she's good. You can believe in the press clippings. She is truly just that good, but she just came up a little bit short against truly the best. Some say the GOAT here in WWE, and that is Roxanne Perez.
Well, there you see the NXT Women's Champion. Perez and Jade out here looking like the twins from The Shining. Getting ready to face off against the beautiful Madness and the Dark Angel.
Yeah.
Get ready, Booker, because this is what dreams are made of. These four in one ring, live, right here at Halloween Havoc.
Talking about a dream match, this is a dream team with Julia and Stephanie Vaquer tagging together here in NXT. A lot of people around the world right now, like, my God, man.
You talk to Roxanne Perez. Let's not try to hide the fact. It's someone who came up through your school. I mean, how worried should Perez be by the new influx of talent in the women's division?
Let me tell you something. Roxanne Perez has been showered with praise and endorsed by superstars like Bayley. Her own partner called her the best in WWE. I don't think Roxanne has a whole lot to worry about.
When it comes to this matchup, when we talk about the NXT Women's Championship, both Vaquer and Julia have collected titles all over the world. As they put it, they went from adversaries to allies, and they're teaming up here tonight.
You know what? You just answered your own question. They've won titles all over the world, and now they're here in NXT because of one person, and that is one, Roxanne Perez.
What question did I ask myself?
As far as, why are they here? Are they here?
I asked you that question. I just wanted your opinion on it. You're a two-time Hall of Famer. I don't have any Hall of Fame rings.
Now you got it.
Well, a tag was made, and there quickly, Cora Jade tagging out and incoming Roxanne Perez. And when it comes to Vaquer and Julia, became friends after facing each other one-on-one. Respect that turned into friendship. I look at the other side of the coin between Perez and Cora Jade, and they're two.
Now you talking about friends that are back together again. You know what they say? The second time is always better than the first time, right? You feel me?
I can understand that as well. As a nice counter, nice reversal, go behind by Vaquer, taking down Roxanne Perez. Vaquer now flipping around Perez right back to her feet, and take a look at these two, showcasing you why the best women in the world are here in NXT. Cover, quick kick out by Vaquer, but look at Roxanne Perez. Typically you see someone kick out, they roll off. She's staying right on top and grabbed a body part.
Roxanne Perez knows the deal, man. With somebody like Stephanie Vaquer, you want to keep her real close to the body because she got a lot of strength as well as she's technical. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, my
nice
God,
counter. Now it's the shoulders down to the champion with a bridge. And an ear fumble. Look at Perez turning things around. And literally turning around. Vaquer was looking for maybe that crucifix. Didn't have the arm. Vaquer into the cover. Kick out by Perez. Perez now back up front, maybe looking for a submission. Going to walk right through, going to roll through Vaquer now. Her shoulders are down. Bridge in her own right by the Prodigy. Kick out by Vaquer, and now right back into a submission. And we've seen this every time. We've seen Stephanie in the ring.
This is a chess match. This is a chess match right here.
Check mate.
This is your hate job.
And it was Julia and Becerra who defeated Fatal Influence into the cover hook of the leg this past Tuesday, and I still can't believe that Fatal Influence is going to face Kalani Jordan in a gauntlet match for the women's North American title.
What an ingenious plan. What a master plan, a gauntlet match. There's no way Kalani Jordan walks out tonight and steal.
That matchup still to come is now Becerra up over Julia, dropping Perez, spinning right around with a feint kick. Connect perfectly and right into the back. Goes Julia.
Beautiful timing and execution.
And she realized Cora Jade wasn't too far off. And that's what they are. They're adversaries.
Come on,
They're
ref.
allies.
Come on,
They
ref.
got each
Do
other.
your damn job.
Cora Jade entered the damn ring, Booker. She's the one who brought the referee over. What do you mean do his job? Take another look. This is textbook tag team continuity. Getting back on this matchup is Perez right now, just trying to find a way to roll through, and she does. She's able to turn right around.
Beautiful combination.
Maybe looking for that crossface submission out center of the ring. Julia is in trouble. Julia able to roll through, shoulders down, and a kick out.
You could tell Roxanne Perez has been waiting and anticipating this matchup all week long. You can tell she's been studying.
Stepping right through, looking for another submission. Cora Jade just got caught. And now the referee, he's in it, finds himself in a position.
What is he
Double
doing?
submission.
What the hell is he doing?
It's Julia and it's Perez who are legal.
Is this a rookie? Is this a rookie ref?
Not a rookie ref. Perez getting to the bottom rope. It doesn't matter that Cora Jade did, but yes, the hold needs to be broken. But as we talk about this international dream team, I mean, what does this duo bring to NXT?
No, they bring a whole lot to NXT, as well as we've seen Julia and what she got back here. We're going to see exactly what she's made of tonight. And it's going to happen late in those deep, deep waters here tonight. Trust me on that.
Roxanne Perez did not like what had just transpired in the ring to what you were trying to bring up a second ago. And now she's charging right back in. Nice counter. Nice reversal. Julia, though, going up, going over to the outside, swinging and a miss. Perez doesn't connect either, but that foot to the side of the face did.
Now, she's quick as a cat, Julia, that is. And right now, she's in her comfort zone coming off that top rope.
Missile drop kick from the beautiful Madness into the cover to pin the NXT Women's Champion, and a near fall. Take another look and just take a look at that impact that sent Perez all the way across the ring.
In perfect position on that drop kick as well, Vic. Right on the chin.
Okay, hey!
Beautiful tag
Cora
team.
Jade,
Beautiful
right out
tag
here.
team.
The official didn't see what just happened. And now Roxanne
Doesn't matter.
and Cora Jade.
Doesn't matter.
What did you
Doesn't
say
matter.
earlier?
Cora
I'm
Jade
doing
had
his
three.
job.
Cora Jade had 3 seconds, Vic. 3 seconds to get that work done, and she did a hell of a job right there. Beautiful.
Booker, it's 5 seconds. Where are you getting 3 seconds?
3 seconds
from?
on the outside. 3 seconds on the outside.
Hey, you coming up with new rules. This isn't reality of wrestling. You just can't create what rules are happening here at Halloween Havoc as a tag was made. Cora Jade is now the legal superstar. And look at these vicious knee strikes right to Julia. And the 2-on-1 continuing. Perez.
Oh, man, big shot.
Followed up by Jade, who is legal, who's into the cover, and a
Now,
near
Vic,
fall.
this is when the rubber meets the road right now.
When we talk about tonight, how about another historic night right around the corner, November the 6th in Philly, the city of brotherly love. NXT at the 2300 Arena. Tickets are on sale now. You got to wonder where the mindset of all 4 of these
Wait a
women
minute.
will
What are
be
you talking about?
on that
What are
night.
you talking about tickets on sale? Those tickets are gone, man. It's sold out. What are you talking about? It's sold out.
Into the cover. Jade hooking the inside leg. Will it be enough? And Julia kicking out. Well, let's talk about this
Tickets
matchup a
on
little bit
sale.
more.
You didn't know the tickets on sale? 30 minutes. They were gone. Going like hotcakes.
We have a C4 before we came out here. We're supposed to be cutting back on those. As we try to talk about Cora, Roxanne, former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, never had a chance to defend those titles because it was Jade who turned her back on her best friend, but it's Roxanne Perez who put it, that her eyes finally open to what Cora was trying to show
Look,
her.
Vic, when you show up here in NXT for the first time, you're just happy. You're having fun. Then you realize it's a job. It's a check at the end of the night. It's a legacy at the end of the day. And then you wise up. That's what happened with Roxanne Perez.
I do got to give credit to Cora Jade in her first match back. Obviously coming off the injury, she has had great pacing thus far and we're able to kick out. She really has shown no ring rust and has been right on top of the action as she just strikes again, dropping Julia.
Big shot there by Cora Jade. I haven't lost a ton of steps since she's been gone. Now she's back in, in-ring competition, and she's looking real good.
There's something these two have said, and that is Perez and Cora Jade. Have they really been the backbone of the women's division?
You know what?
Big knee just got caught, though.
Roxanne Perez, two-time NXT Women's Champion. I would agree with that. Yes, I would agree with that 100%.
And for Perez, to that point, has not lost a match since February. She has been nothing short of dominant, as she just got caught and connected right back as Julia. And this right now might be starting to break down, and if it turns into a striking competition, I think it would side with Julia, but both women are out.
Man.
Both women are down, and you know who else is down right here in front of us? It's Cora Jade. Stephanie Vaquer right now has a prime opportunity to tag back into this matchup and swing the momentum into her team's favor.
Yes, but smart there by Roxanne Perez to stop that momentum.
And finally the tag was made. And Roxanne might not like the move when she turns around. High cross body off the top. Charging right back in. Vaquer able to sidestep for the moment. Able to catch Perez and then drops Perez. And there's Jade. But Vaquer realized what was going on. Get the hell out of the way, ref.
Told you this guy's a rookie. He's a rookie.
Relentless is Vaquer. Oh, and Vaquer for a moment was gobbledygooking Perez and Cora Jade all around the ring, but a dragon screw out of the corner.
That was nasty.
That could be it.
That was a nasty.
Into the cover, and Perez able to kick out, but see, look at
you
Perez.
You got to question yourself. Has the damage been done to that right knee, Vic?
He's holding on to it very gingerly. This was a few moments ago when Stephanie Vaquer was able to get into the ring for the coming off of the tag and was able to change things around. I'm a little bit worried right now for Roxanne Perez in that knee as Julia, Stephanie in control, and oh, look at this relentless offense and things starting to break down.
Yes, I'm a little worried about her well-being. Only thing she can't lose the championship in a match like this. The only good thing about it.
That is right, championship is not on the line. This is an international dream team.
Oh,
team
baby,
matchup.
Here we go, Vic.
Perez wiping out the field. And Cora Jade in her first match back.
The hell is she
throwing caution to the wind. And now look who's in control. This is what we talk about when we bring up momentum. It can change just like that here in NXT.
Big momentum shift right there. Here we go. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Submissions locked in this time. Center of the ring. That arm, that left arm is trapped. Perez right now trying to pull back.
Keep you out of this referee. Keep you out of this referee.
He's in great position. Vaquer, though, shifts weight. Shoulders down, kick out. And again, off that kick out, having to relinquish the submission hold. And you just heard Perez remind everyone why they're here, that she is the best woman in the world. Was looking for pop rocks out of the corner, countered. Quick strike to the stomach. Vaquer now to the top. Perez following her up.
Talking about quick. Vaquer is so quick, but she just got caught right there by Roxanne Perez. One step ahead.
Oh, Stephanie Vaquer right now just got taken from the top to the mat. Tags made. Jade legal. Jade right now, remember the knee injury. Coming back first match. And again, showing no fear.
That's it.
Julia
just broke up the count.
At the last second.
What a matchup that has lived up to its billing. All four women now in the ring, and again, Booker, I think it's Stephanie Vaquer and Cora Jade who are legal.
Bad landing right there.
Well, you can say that one more time. Hey, take a look at Cora Jade now. Gut wrench.
Beautiful gut wrench.
Well, Julia and Perez isolated. Look at the two standing. It's the two legal superstars in this matchup.
I said it. Didn't I say it? We're going to find out what Stephanie Vaquer is made of. And right now, Cora Jade is letting it all hang out, man.
Say that again. And also, it's Cora Jade. We're seeing exactly what she's made of. Is Vaquer now trying to power up Jade in a big backdrop to create a little bit of that separation. All four of these women are down. All four of these women are laying it on the line. What a matchup here at Halloween Havoc.
Cora, get to the champ. Cora, you got to get to the champ. You got to do it. You got to do it quick.
NXT Universe showing their love for these four, and that is a big knee from the beautiful Madness. Lights could be out, and there wasn't a lot on that kick out from Cora Jade.
I tell you, Roxanne, she's still feeling late on that kick out right there.
Counter for a moment, and Jade answering right back, makes the tag. And Perez, as you said earlier, or just moments ago, was maybe a little bit wobbly. Maybe she's regrouped herself here in the moment. Julie up top. Countered. They're looking for maybe a doomsday device. And wait it! Julie, a big suplex. Tag.
Let me tell you, the fatigue is setting in. I hate to say it on Roxanne and Cora right now. Seems that way.
But we all knew what this was going to be. These four have to lay it on the line.
Oh,
underhook suplex, but I forgot. Vaquer's legal. She's a legal superstar. Cover. And the Dark Angel has just pinned the women's champion.
Here are your winners, the team of Julie and Stephanie Vaquer.
These four laid it on the line. Wow. But what an absolute physical tag team matchup we witnessed here. And Cora Jade, like her, hate her, respect her. In her first match back in nearly a year, she's been out since January, was able to come back, didn't lose a beat, as you said. She took it all. So did Roxanne Perez, so did Julia, so did Stephanie Vaquer. They all laid it on the line, but in the end, bam!
Beautiful.
High risk, high reward. Stephanie Vaquer pins the NXT Women's. And Booker. Zarya is here again with her eyes looking over the landscape of the NXT Women's Division.
The champs have been a team for a lot longer, so they got way more to... OG, you alright?
Yeah, no.
I feel like you're not listening right now.
No, it's... I don't know. Like, you think I should have slapped Nathan last week?
Come on, man. You can't be feeling bad about it.
No,
This
okay.
point.
OG, I ain't feeling bad. I'm just saying, I've been thinking it. I don't know. I feel like the kid in these pictures wouldn't be worried about somebody popping off at the mouth. You know what I'm saying? He would be enjoying the ride. Am I talking crazy?
No. I get it. I understand.
just-
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Me personally, I wouldn't have slapped her. But, you know, I see where you're coming from. You got guys in the locker room that are going to come at you from all different angles, try to test you every chance they get. Your key to success is just to stay cool and don't be a pushover. All right?
Yeah, straight like that.
But with that being said, I'm glad you slapped him. Because if not, we wouldn't be getting this tag team title opportunity on Tuesday. All right?
Yeah,
And that was the reason I came back to NXT, right?
Yeah.
For championship gold.
Yeah, facts.
You know, maybe it's okay once in a while to do some bad things to get ahead. Every once in a while. But, you know, I'm not...
Look. I like you the way you are. All right, how about next week? We gonna get these tag titles straight like that.
That's right, nephew.
Come on now. Hey, come on. Salty.
What a matchup that'll be. Unk, you ready for Tuesday?
Don't call me Unk, dog. All right? I ain't John.
All right, well, we'll move on because not only Tuesday we have that tag team championship match. How about what's going to take place on Wednesday, November the 6th? We are headed to Philadelphia, 2300 Arena, city of brotherly love. I cannot wait to get to Philadelphia, but someone who knows a lot about the city of Philadelphia, the 2300 Arena, WWE Hall of Famer Bubba Ray Dudley, and a Hall of Famer in his own mind, Dave LaGreca.
Wow, what a show so far. Halloween Havoc, and the landscape just changed because Stephanie Vaquer just pinned your NXT Women's Champion, Roxanne Perez.
Dave, the only 3 words that come to mind when coming about Halloween Havoc so far is, this is awesome. That women's tag match, I'm a tag team specialist, I gotta tell you, that was one hell of a women's match. And how about the appearance, out of nowhere of, tell us who it was.
Oh, no, dude, you're 100% right. Because this is a new era for this NXT women's division. And how about the way this show started with Tony D'Angelo and Oba Femi? Tony D'Angelo not only defending his NXT North American Championship, but also defending his family. What a match to start this show.
Tables, ladders, and scares.
Oh my God.
As one of the 4 founders of TLC, I can tell you that was one hell of a match. Oba Femi and Tony D'Angelo, they laid it all on the line. It was physical, it was brutal, and like I predicted in the pre-show, Tony D'Angelo still your North American champion.
Tony D'Angelo, Zaria, and then coming up next, this ambulance match. You know, Ridge Holland, he made some big predictions with you earlier on tonight. This is gonna be one hell of a match.
Listen, Ridge picked his spot. He came out, he did what he had to do. He's making a name for himself. The NXT universe knows exactly who Ridge Holland is.
Well, you know what? Let's look at the history between Ridge Holland and Andre Chase.
Welcome to Chase University, a place of higher learning, an institution that shapes young minds and future sports entertainers.
I will be attending Andre Chase University.
I often say that it's not about chase me, it's about chase you.
My time here was short, but I'm going to remember every minute.
Chase University welcomed me in at my lowest point.
You don't have to fight this battle alone.
Chase you!
Restored my confidence.
Andre Chase University breeds winners.
They did it! They did it! Chase you! Now champions you!
I went from a loner to calling you guys family. As long as we have these tag team titles, I'll always have your backs.
Measure of a man doesn't come in victory. It comes in defeat.
We were champions. But then Chase U did what Chase U does. Win the big one. But can't keep it.
What the hell, Rich? What are you doing?
So now you're going to get the man that I fought so hard not to be.
That's the price that they pay for their mediocrity ruining my dreams.
The step-by-step destruction of Chase U begins.
Ridge Holland continues to destroy Chase University.
Andre Chase done. Duke Hudson done. 2 down, 1 to go.
Ridge, you broke my heart.
And Thea, I'm going to love every second of it.
Riley is the last one left, man. This is the last line of defense for Chase U, and I don't think it's going to be enough.
What we have right now is a teachable moment.
It's Andre Chase, and he's delivering an Andre Chase University-size ass whooping.
I can't make you feel the hurt that you caused Riley, the pain that you caused Duke. I sure as hell can't make you feel the heartbreak that you put Thea through. But I can make you feel what I felt at No Mercy when you put me in an ambulance. At Halloween Havoc, I'm gonna put an end to your misery. Need an ambulance match!
Are you sure that you want an ambulance match at Halloween Havoc? Because now, I can freely be the man that everyone slated me to be. The most dangerous man in all of NXT. Chase U gets destroyed for good, and you'll be taking your last ride.
The following contest is an ambulance match! In this match, there are no pinfalls, no submissions, no countouts, and no disqualifications. The only way to win is to force your opponent in the back of the ambulance and close the door. Introducing first, from Yorkshire, England, weighing in at 253 pounds, Ridge Holland!
This is a man book. We've had a lot of fun here tonight. This is a man in Ridge Holland who is looking to end Chase University once and for all.
With good reason too, Vic.
Here we go.
The monster has come out of Ridge Holland. And man, what a monster it is. I love it.
And his opponent from Strickland, North Carolina, weighing in at 222 pounds, representing Chase University, Andre Chase!
One, two, Chase is coming for you. 3, 4, he's looking to shut the ambulance door. It's very simple, book. As you heard from Mike Rome, beat your opponent down so badly you can get him into the ambulance, but you have to shut the door.
I like the way you put that together. 1, 2, walk with my shoe. What was the other part?
No, Chase is coming for you. Do you get it? Do you get it though? It's Freddy Krueger, who's he dressed as? It's Halloween Havoc. It's the theme. Never mind. Chase realized
this is gonna be good. This is gonna be real good. I've been waiting on this all night long, Vic. This is my highlight, and this could be the match of the night.
When you used to be on the countdown shows, what was it? Your shucky ducky quack quack moment of the day?
Shucky ducky quack quack. Shucky ducky quack quack moment of the night.
Well, it was Andre Chase who realized too late there was no saving Ridge Holland. Tonight, he's looking to make Ridge feel the same pain that he felt at No Mercy. And Andre Chase picking up that big boot. We saw it in his return when he came down to make the save. And Andre Chase right now keeping his foot on the gas.
He better keep it on the gas because right now Ridge Holland is looking to tank him very, very quickly. Oh, big shot.
Now this is just the 7th ambulance match ever in WWE history, the 2nd to take place in NXT. And let's be honest, Booker. Let's be honest. No athlete shows up to a game. No athlete shows up to a fight thinking they're going to be leaving in an ambulance, but that is the reality for these two superstars here tonight.
That's the beauty of it, Vic. One of these guys will be going to the hospital tonight at the end of this night. That's how that's how brutal it's going to be. The brutality of this man right here, Ridge Holland, is looking to make a point as well.
Chase!
Oh, big shot there.
Chase said during media this week he never thought he would be in this sort of matchup. And Booker, you competed in an ambulance match on Nitro. How did you prepare mentally for this sort of stipulation?
You know, you prepare your whole life for these type of matches, Vic. They say it's not ballet. You're going to go in there, you're going to get some bumps, you're going to get some bruises. But like I said earlier, fight or flight mode.
Closing in. And now if Andre Chase can get Ridge Holland in or vice versa and close that door, this matchup is over. Well, what's on Ridge's mind? Just trying to lawn dart now. Andre Chase and right into the side of the ambulance. Almost in that graveyard area, which of course the Devil's Playground matchup still to come for the NXT Championship. And Ridge Holland now. Oh, these are the evil things that have just been in Ridge's mind. What he's been waiting to do to Andre Chase, and it's wrong. You said it's wrong. Chase University was somewhere you could go to make a change for the better. As Andre Chase in the ambulance, Ridge Holland looking to shut the door. Chase fighting back. Look at the referee right there in great position.
So close. Oh, so close. What are you talking about going there and I mean, you got to pay tuition to go there, right? It's not like a free school to go to or anything.
But you go there.
I mean,
to change your life. Oh, and Ridge Holland getting cooled down. Ridge was looking for redemption. Chase took Holland in when no one else wanted to give Ridge a chance. And Ridge Holland just turned his back. And now, cooling him down is Andre Chase, and it's all legal.
Don't say that, Vic.
I just said it.
I mean, Ridge Holland made a big difference in Chase. You brought them gold, put them back in their winning ways. If it wasn't for Ridge Holland, none of that would have happened, Vic. You know that.
Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up. So then explain to me how Ridge feels betrayed by Chase after they lost those tag team titles. Let's look at it the other way. Ridge didn't win gold until he met Andre Chase, and Chase just got tossed.
You come in, you take this school to the mountaintop, you get them back on their winning ways, and then everyone at that school turns their back on you. How would you feel? That's what I'm talking about. You want some payback. You want some redemption, and that's what Ridge Holland wants tonight.
Well, I wonder what Andre Chase and how he feels after that thud. And oh, even more so now, is everything that Ridge Holland can get his hands on is legal to use to decimate Andre Chase. Get out of the way! And Chase now, whatever it takes to get his hands on Ridge Holland. And look, to your point, Ridge Holland, 6 years, no title. 6 months with Andre Chase and a championship around his waist. What's so bad? Look in the mirror. Ridge Holland needed to look in the mirror. As Andre Chase is getting overpowered by Ridge Holland.
I said, you can't tell me this man right here, by any means necessary. I mean, sometimes he did it a little underhanded, but when he came in to chase you, that's when the U started making some advancement. You got to agree with me on that, Vic. You got to.
I don't disagree, but I think you got to look in the mirror, as I mentioned, as Ridge Holland has taken this matchup over. Ridge Holland trying to hoist up, overpower, and continue to just break down Andre Chase. Ridge has sent Chase, Ridge has sent Duke Hudson to the hospital all this year, and he's looking to do it again. Look at one more time the strength, the precision, and then the planting of Andre Chase. What the hell's Ridge Holland looking for right now?
Looking for some pain right there. Looking for something that he can inflict a whole lot of pain just like that.
And again, all legal. Ridge, who said he was misunderstood, you remember that? Said there were mistakes. Everything that happened in his career leading up to coming back to NXT was a mistake. That's all BS.
What are you talking about? It's all BS.
You said it was BS. I agree with you now. You're talking about everything that happened that Ridge Holland did to others. Oh, here tonight, everything he can do is legal. And I got to admit, I was just about to give you credit. You were the first to call him out on that.
I didn't call him out on anything.
His return.
I just said Ridge Holland was a snake, and you got to trust your snake to bite you. Ridge Holland came back here for a reset to make a difference in his life, and that started with gold, tag team gold. And who lost it? Who lost it? That man right there, Mr. Chase, in the middle of that. Can we agree on that? That's the man that lost it, right?
So you can honestly tell me that everything Andre Chase has endured over the last several months he deserves.
Andre Chase is a con man. Okay, I'm gonna just say it. Running a Ponzi scheme.
Ridge Holland being shown no love here in the sweetest place on earth, and Andre Chase. This is that moment now. He's got to remember everything we've talked about. This is for Chase University.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? He's a con man. How he just lured Ridge Holland in right there.
Both got the kendo stick. Who will make the first mistake? It was Ridge. And this one's for Duke. This one's for Riley Osborne. Andre Chase remembering Thea Hale, and this is for the U. Chase U! Not a con man. He's someone who's opened the doors for all those that wanted to be better and better themselves, like Ridge Holland. Andre Chase didn't deserve what Ridge Holland did to him or the university.
Look out, Ridge!
He is starting to deliver that Andre Chase university-size ass whooping.
I gotta agree with you on that right now. Andre Chase had that look in his eye, that 1,000-yard stare, and right now, ow, man!
What do you say? You gotta be big enough to be able to take a whooping?
Big enough, bad enough. You give something, you gotta be big enough, bad enough to take something.
You don't even know your own damn saying.
That's what I just said, right? You gotta be big enough, bad enough to take something. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what Andre Chase has done. He's showing he's big enough. He's showing he's bad enough. He's fighting for it. Well, and he just got overpowered. That's just the difference maker that Ridge Holland is. And the NXT Universe does not like it here in Hershey.
Ridge Holland, you gotta understand, probably have been savoring this moment all week, just waiting to get here to Hershey because it's gonna get real sweet in a minute here, Vic.
Things starting to get taken to the extreme, like they have time and time again in the 2300 arena, which we are heading to on November the 6th. Is just looking to survive here tonight. Chase get Ridge Holland into the ambulance and shut the door. Ridge coming right back.
Like a battering ram right now, Vic.
I don't necessarily like where things are headed right now, Booker. Remember everything he's put you through, Andre Chase. This is the moment for Chase. Uh-oh.
Oh! Right there in that hard part of the ring, right there, it's nothing but steel. Right there in that part of the ring. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Wood. And we've seen this in the past, Booker.
That monster Ridge Holland.
I didn't like the original. I'm not going to like the remake. Looking for that Redeemer. Countered by Chase. A little payback to steal your pun. How sweet it is.
It was sweet.
For Andre Chase.
It was sweet, I must say.
Look at that smile. Ridge might be out, Book.
Yes, right now. He's feeling right now.
Look, Ridge Holland's out. This is wise of Andre Chase.
Time to finish it.
Take another look. The table didn't budge. Ridge bounced off it, and how smart of Andre Chase. This is why he runs his own university, Booker. He's got the brains. He knows it's a lot easier. He's saving energy.
What do you think he's going to do? What do you think he's trying to win it back?
He's going to wheel him up, and he's going to shove him in the ambulance. It's a lot easier to wheel him than to carry. Oh, and Ridge Holland fell right off the gurney. For a moment, Andre Chase had a hell of a plan cooking. This ambulance match. Oh.
You think it's going to be that easy, Vic? You think it's going to be that easy to put Ridge Holland and roll him to the ambulance? You think it's going to be that easy? It's not going to be that easy.
No, I didn't think it was going to be that easy. I thought it was wise. I thought it was a great strategy that now Ridge Holland is stealing. He's using the same strategy, and I'd be saying the same thing. He's able to save energy.
It'll be pretty easy for this big man to do it because he's got a lot of muscle behind him. A whole lot different.
Andre Chase not moving a muscle. Again, if you got to get your opponent into the ambulance and shut the door.
Finish it, Ridge.
Chase's body gave out. That might have saved him a few moments at least in this matchup, but it also gives more moments for Ridge Holland to do this. Beat down and destroy Andre Chase.
Andre Chase is in a bad position. He's in a wrong position right now. Whoa, he moved the last second. I thought that was a bad spot for him to be in.
Andre Chase now fighting with anything, fighting with everything. Andre Chase on top of the
What the hell is he gonna do?
By any means necessary.
Man.
You gotta get him in the ambulance, though, Chase. Ridge is down. Ridge is hurt. He's right there, Booker.
Gotta give Mr. Chase a lot of props right now. He's
The door's
done a
open.
job.
Ridge is in. Close the door, you win.
No.
Ridge trying to overpower, fight through. Look at Andre Chase stepping right now through the door, swinging away wildly, trying to use everything he's got left in like a monster in the night, ripping at the eye, ripping at the flesh of Andre Chase. And like Michael Myers, rising. Oh, no, Booker. Oh, man. We knew what we were getting into here tonight at Halloween Havoc. These two signed up for this. But for Ridge Holland, the Redeemer DDT, right in front of the ambulance. This has been carnage. This has been chaos. Andre Chase out on his feet. And Ridge Holland slams shut the ambulance door.
Here is your winner, Ridge Holland.
In terms of his singles career, there's no argument. That is the biggest win for Ridge Holland, who's been looking for redemption, who's been looking for a clear path, and he certainly now is on it.
Just you. Tonight. Only Ridge Holland.
And at moments in this matchup, Andre Chase was close. This was as close as he got. Ridge Holland able to fight out of the ambulance and would start to again systematically dissect Andre Chase, as we've seen him do to Duke Hudson, Riley Osborne, and Andre Chase on more than one occasion. And just like that, it'll be another ride in the ambulance for Andre Chase. And the question now becomes, not only is what's next for Ridge Holland, but are the lights finally turned off at Chase University?
Slow down. What are you doing now? I'm sorry. Did you just tell me to slow down? Yeah, well, save something for Tuesday, right? Yeah. Hey, by the way, sorry about that whole Javon thing, all right? It just got, like, really heated. It just is what it is.
Yeah, it's okay. There's nothing to apologize for. I'm actually kind of used to it by now. Yeah, you know, you get hot at someone, you back us against the wall. Most of the times for a title match, and I bail you out. It's what we do.
It's what we do. It's not like I'm doing it on purpose, mate.
I think you do, though.
What do you mean?
Nathan, the Viper himself, Randy Orton, told you it was okay to be a hothead. And you loved it. You took it as endorsement, so you can't say it's by accident. But it's okay. I accept you for who you are.
Wait, so you were like mad at me now or something? We're not gonna train or?
I'm not mad at you. Of course we're gonna train, Nathan. We have to stay sharp for Javon, for Cedric, and for whatever else your mouth gets us into next.
Hey, amigo, could you be any more condescending?
Yes, I could. Then I would be you.
Ava, thank you so much for your time. You've certainly been a very busy woman. This past Friday on SmackDown, you made it official, a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match at Crown Jewel. Now, tonight here at Halloween Havoc, it's been a thrilling evening, but we did just hear an intense exchange between the NXT Tag Team Champions ahead of their title defense this Tuesday. What are your thoughts on everything?
Yeah, that was certainly an unexpected side to see from Axiom, so I'm interested to see if the champs can stand their ground on Tuesday against Siobhan and Cedric.
Can we talk more about Tuesday? We just found out that Mr. William Regal, of all people, will be in the corner for Lexis King in his Heritage Cup match.
Yeah, I actually just saw Mr. Regal and Lexis talking in the hallway, and obviously Mr. Regal has a wealth of knowledge on Heritage Cup matches and also on Charlie Dempsey himself, so I can't wait to see how that match will go down.
You know what I can't wait for? The NXT show on November 6th, Wednesday in the ECW Arena. That's going to be so exciting.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be bringing NXT to the ECW Arena. I mean, it's one of the most iconic venues in all of wrestling history, and I'm still working on finalizing the card, but one match that is definitely going to happen is Lola Vice and Jada Parker, and they are going to have a special guest referee, ECW alumni Dawn Marie, and that match is going to be a hardcore match.
Wow, thank you so much again, Ava. All right, Vic Booker, back to you.
The following contest is a gauntlet match, and it is for the NXT Women's North American Championship.
Booker, we learned on the Halloween Havoc Countdown show that the spinner's choice would be a gauntlet match. These three spun the wheel on Tuesday and have had a window to look through at all the options to choose from. And they chose one that wasn't even on the wheel to begin with, the gauntlet match.
You know what they say, you spin the wheel, you make the deal.
Representing Fatal Influence, Jasmine Nix!
Ingenious.
And for Jordan, she's going to need to beat all three members of Fatal Influence to retain her championship.
Starting with the NYX. Oh, yes.
Could it be Jasmine Nix that puts gold around her waist? Because this matchup would be over. Nix wins. Nix the champion, correct?
That is. That is.
And her opponent from Boynton Beach, Florida, she is the NXT Women's North American Champion, Kalani
Kalani has been outstanding, but she has never found herself in this sort of situation. There is no advantage for the champion. There's no advantage. She has to win. If she doesn't, I mean, this is, what did you call it earlier? Genius?
Yes, she's just playing Fatal Influence, and gonna see if it works out, because I gotta give Kalani Jordan a whole lot of credit over this last 365 days. Her accolades has been piling up. Some say she could be the breakout tournament winner if it wasn't for circumstances, but now the first women's North American champion. Stud dog man.
Say that again, the numbers truly are stacked against her, and it was
man, that
hard.
C4 is working. That C4 is working, man. I love it, man.
It was hard for us to even talk about this matchup because we also have been waiting all week long to see what Fatal Influence would do. We found out just when Kalani Jordan did, just when the NXT Universe did. I mean, how then, I ask you this, how could you possibly prepare for this matchup if you're the champion?
You really can't. This may be the first time something like this has ever happened as far as the gauntlet match being pulled from this capacity, but you're dealing with the pro. You're dealing with the rock star, as well as the pupil right here, Jasmine Nix.
If anyone can overcome the odds, it is Jordan, one of 2 superstars to be undefeated in championship singles matches this year. The other being undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes, who will face World Heavyweight champion Gunther for the Crown Jewel Championship this Saturday in Riyadh. But this isn't a typical standard one-on-one matchup. Kalani Jordan has to defeat Nix, Jane, and Fallon Henley. 3 women in one night, in one matchup to retain her title.
I can tell you this, Kalani Jordan is going to learn a whole lot about herself tonight. I've been in this position myself, not 3 on 1, but 2 on 1.
Oh! Well, now you start to wonder what that risk she just took. She doesn't want to risk injury in this sort of matchup, so I ask you, Booker, do you have to start pacing yourself, so to speak, because she knows she has 3 matches in one?
You got to throw caution to the wind, hope like hell that you're in.
Big splash cover, hook of the leg, and a kick out.
And I think, look, here we go. Check this out right here. Check out the beauty and the grace.
I see the beauty, I see the grace, I see what happened, but I also worry about the landing for Kalani. As Kalani now just getting her hair ripped right out by Jasmine Nix, who certainly has learned to cut corners from the rock star, as you call her, and also Fallon Henley.
Yeah, you definitely want to pace yourself in a matchup like this as far as Kalani Jordan.
So now you want to pace yourself. 2 seconds ago you said lay it on the line.
You got to lay it all out, but you got to do it a certain way. You don't want to just throw everything out there at one time because you got 2 more laying in wait.
That's right, nice bulldog from Jasmine Nix. Premium live event debut for Nix in action in a singles matchup, a hook of the leg. She's been learning from JC, learning from Fallon. But
the rock star.
But like Kalani, she's an NIL athlete, and Fatal Influence has come together due to Fallon and JC having issues with NIL athletes. Is that not seem peculiar?
No, I would feel the same way. I mean, Fallon, JC has been here since day 1, putting in ground weight, laying the foundation, and you just think you can slip in the back door and get a shot.
Oh, nice flex. Was it perfect? And it was not kick out by Kalani. They do say, though, that Jasmine Nix is the exception to the rule.
You know why? Because she's learning the right way. She's listening to the veterans in the locker room, unlike Kalani Jordan.
Counter, inside cradle. Center of the ring for Kalani, and Nix able to kick out, but it is Kalani Jordan who is the poster child for the constant complaining from Fallon Henley. And JC Jane is going right around, going right behind, shoulders down, another kick out, another near fall in this matchup, which would end for Jasmine Nix. It would continue for Kalani Jordan. Big angle slam. You see Kalani starting to look around. Kalani has to realize right now, she's got to put Jasmine away. She doesn't get to go home. She doesn't get to go to the restaurant. She doesn't get to go relax. She's got 2 more matches here tonight. Up and over. 50 connects. And Kalani advances.
Jasmine Nix has been eliminated.
To the second superstar from Fatal Influence.
I don't like the way she just finished that matchup.
Oh, looky. Who is the second superstar for Fatal Influence? It's JC Jane, and this is what we're talking about. It just continues. Look who's fresh.
Yes,
look who's not.
A grizzled veteran, somebody who could be on the main roster right now, in my opinion.
Fresh, ready to go. JC Jane, but that's another high risk from Kalani.
The hell with that. Like I say, throwing caution to the wind, but still under control in this matchup is Kalani Jordan.
JC Jane, a tag team specialist. You've spoken, as you just did, very highly, not only, though, of JC Jane, but also of Fallon Henley. As speaking of high, going high, right with a big crossbody, is Kalani. Hook of the leg. Almost able to make it to the 3rd and final superstar of Fatal Influence in this Gauntlets match. But this is what I was talking about with the risks. I don't necessarily know if that was her shoulder, side of her face, something bounced off the side of the ring. She was able to follow it up, but right now it's Kalani Jordan who is blocking out the paint. And Booker, look, the wheel, it did no favors for Kalani Jordan here tonight.
Let me tell you something. Kalani's got a few obstacles that she's going to have to overcome tonight. And like I said earlier, she's going to find out a lot about herself. She's looking real good right now, Vic, I must say.
And for Kalani, look where JC Jane is right now. could hit that split-legged one-of-a-kind moonsault. And Jane, who is, again, fresh. She hasn't gone through a matchup, whether it was 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, it doesn't matter. Jacy Jayne has been back, watching that first match with Jasmine Nix, scouting, seeing where the weakness was, seeing where there'd be an opening, putting a target on the body of Kalani.
Really the toughest night. The toughest night of Kalani Jordan's young career here tonight in this gauntlet matchup.
And it could be Jacy Jayne, who could be on the verge of becoming the women's North American champion. Senton connects, and Kalani able to kick out. You know, we talk about that tag team specialist, something we always say with Jacy Jayne. I mean, you were a tag team specialist, but how hard is it truly to break out on your own and shake a perception about yourself?
Now, you know, from the beginning, if you could break out or not, that tag team spot is just putting you in a position to rise, and I think that's what this team right here with Jacy Jayne and Cal. Oh, wait a minute, little rock star action. Get your ticket to ride, man.
I just wanted to add, so you don't think she needs Fallon or Nix? Is that what you're saying?
Like I said, I think she's main roster material right now, as well as Fallon Henley. The clock is ticking. You just got to show exactly what it's all about.
Oh, big knee! And she could become the Women's North American champion. And Kalani able to kick out. And look at Jacy Jayne right now, starting to think, starting to maybe add some things up, because we're learning a lot about Kalani Jordan in this matchup, in this moment, in this gauntlet match that she wasn't prepared for when she arrived at the Giant Center earlier today.
Miss Kalani, after that big knee, she's got to be rocked just a little bit right now. And Jacy Jayne just putting a lot of pressure on at this moment.
Now Jayne trying to wear down Kalani Jordan as the NXT Women's North American Championship on the line here. It's the sweetest place on earth. It's the spookiest night of the year. Halloween Havoc here on Peacock. And Jayne took a little bit too much time to gloat. And Kalani starting to fight back in this matchup. Again, what I had mentioned, we're going to learn a lot about Kalani Jordan. You yourself mentioned that she has never been in this sort of position. Not in NXT, not in the Big Ten, not at Michigan State. She's here right now in deep waters, and she is flourishing for at least a moment, rolling through Jacy Jayne, title on the line, and a kick out.
All that to what you just said. One thing about Kalani Jordan, she's been competing all of her
Neck
life,
breaker
Rick,
connects.
and there's something about winning. It's something. It's addictive. And right now, she is the Women's North American champion. The first.
Looking for that rolling elbow, did not connect. Kalani, though, trying to roll through with the bridge, holding her down, and she got another one.
Wow.
Kalani survives.
Jacy Jayne has been eliminated.
You're right, that is two. There's only one more for Kalani.
Ow!
Hey, what the hell?
Yeah.
Ref.
What are you talking about, Ref? The match is over.
Oh, Fallon Henley coming to pick up the scraps of that rolling encore elbow and a kick out. Kalani not done yet. That had to be part of the plan for Fatal Influence. Now you're taking a look at Kalani Jordan, who is now into her third match, her third different opponent.
You just said something that was very astute. That had to be part of the plan?
Had to be.
Of course it was.
Yeah, I know you're a big Fatal Influence guy. You're a big rock star. Buy tickets to the show, yeehaw, and all that. But let's get serious, because Kalani Jordan right now is overcoming the odds. Once had a friend in Fallon Henley, a mentor, if you will. And it's Fallon Henley who here right now is trying to take everything away from her former best friend, Kalani Jordan. Into the cover, center of the ring, Jordan once again able to kick out.
Henley knew since day one that Kalani Jordan was a threat. You know what they say, right? Keep your friends close, enemies closer. That's what this is all about.
Has certainly seen the dark light of the dark side of things as Fallon Henley, much like Jacy Jayne, also a former tag team champion. And Fallon Henley right now is just coming into this matchup. Kalani Jordan's on rubber legs. She's on Dream Street. This is her third matchup tonight, and it's Fallon Henley who is putting the foot on the gas.
No, this is the time for Fallon Henley to cash in. Right now, she can become the North American champion. She needs to understand what this is really all about, as well as understand. Oh! where Kalani Jordan is right now. She's dazed and confused.
Quickly into the cover, hooking that one with both legs, and Jordan again kicking out. And at this juncture in the matchup book, in this sort of match, a gauntlet match, every time Kalani kicks out, she's using energy, necessary energy that she's gonna have to have in reserve at some point in this match if she wants to retain her coveted Women's North American title.
One thing you do, Vic, you go back to what worked before. You go back to the well. You go back to your playbook, and right now she's doing that. Beautiful, beautiful.
You can say that one more time. And, oh!
Talk about that playbook all the time, and you can tell Kalani Jordan is a student of this game, man. I love it.
Take one more look. We've talked about Christmas miracles. We almost had a Halloween miracle here tonight for Kalani. NXT Universe trying to get behind Kalani Jordan in this gauntlet match. Hoisting up Fallon Henley. Fallon right now able to slide down, and I don't necessarily know if she ripped away at the eyes. I didn't get a clean look at it, but you see what Fallon right now continuing to push the pace in this matchup. Coming in, getting caught, swinging back around, and both women, same idea. Double clothesline, both down. And it's all about the Women's North American title. And if you'd ask who's worse for wear at this juncture, it's Kalani Jordan.
It has to be, right there. Both women think the same thing at the same time. And right now, oh, wait a minute.
And these two former friends going nose to nose.
Oh, here we go, Vic. I love it.
Once partners on the biggest stage NXT and WWE have to offer are now finding themselves at odds. Kalani in her third matchup tonight, trying to successfully run the gauntlet to retain her Women's North American Championship.
Oh, baby, we just got an adrenaline rush. Here comes Kalani, and nobody does it like Kalani.
And as you've also said, Kalani Jordan really has taken to this industry, taken to what she does in that squared circle to a fish like water.
Yes, indeed, right now. Looking like Kalani Jordan has got her confidence back, and she's feeling it. Oh, no!
But she took a little bit too much time, and there's no doubt Fallon Henley is the fresher of the two superstars. Fallon Henley has been able to sit in the back and watch Kalani Jordan fight through not one, but two matches, and she almost got a 3. But now maybe reality is starting to set in to Fallon Henley, that maybe she just doesn't have what it takes tonight. Maybe there is just so much magic still within Kalani Jordan, who counters one more time, big sharp elbow.
I mean, Fallon's got to feel a little bit frustrated right now at this point, because I would think Kalani would be finished.
Kalani talked about legacy, talked about building her own legacy, what it meant to be champion.
She's in the drop zone.
And look where Fallon is at.
She's in the drop zone.
Looking for that one-of-a-kind move. Saw connected. Jasmine Nix. The referee doing his job. Jasmine just got wiped out. Back into the cover to retain, and Fallon kicking on. You got to imagine that moment in time, the referee distracted.
What do you think? What do you think Jasmine said?
Who cares what she said? She stood and stuck her nose in the match. Jacy Jayne, the hell's she doing? She just got dropped to the top. 450 didn't connect. Fallon got the knees up. Fallon charging back in. Fallon into the cover. And we have a new champion.
Here is your winner and the new NXT Women's North American Champion, Fallon Henley.
Sit down, Buck. No, you can't go in there and celebrate with fatal influence. That championship was stolen from Kalani Jordan.
Great play.
Going back to this matchup after not only defeating one, but two members. Jasmine Nix was the first one defeated, stuck her nose, distracted the official, and that moment in time, allowed Fallon Henley to kick out. JC James' distraction allowed Fallon Henley to regroup. And boy, did she ever. Getting the knees up off the 450, and the numbers just too great. Kelani Jordan not able to overcome the odds here tonight. Tonight was the first step. These three are coming for everything.
Statement made. From here on.
Booker! Zarya! Statement made! Indeed! The powerhouse from Australia! Laying waste to Fatal Influence! The landscape indeed has just had a seismic shift in the women's division in NXT.
You did it for the family and still. Listen, you SOBs, I didn't know you were coming. Come on, you leave your hanging. The look on your face, Don. Well, you went, I was handcuffed to the ring. All right, Sarah. Go. What you got for me?
Well, Tony, it's good to see the D'Angelo family doing well.
Listen, Oba tried to take my title from me tonight. He tried to take out the family, and I retained. Didn't I? I retained.
Go.
But, hold on a second. God,
stretch it out. Come on.
I know,
No,
Jay.
you got it.
I know. God, Jay. Listen, I want to give a big, oh, I'm lightheaded. I want to give a big shout out to Big Riz, all right?
Yeah,
Riz. She's got the crowbar hit heard around the world. And you know what? I got a feeling she ain't done yet.
On that topic, Rizzo, you were attacked last week. Do we know who attacked you?
You're damn right I do, Sarah. And I'm coming after her this Tuesday.
That's right. She's coming after you Tuesday. Now let's go celebrate, huh? Let's go to the bank. Come on.
Well, speaking of this Tuesday, Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander have a golden opportunity when they're going to take on Axiom and Frazier, fighting champions, and they'll defend the NXT Tag Team titles Tuesday on NXT. Also, Alexis King found a corner man. It is Mr. Regal, a wealth of knowledge to share as King continues to prove that he's not his father. He's going to face Charlie Dempsey for the prestigious Heritage Cup on NXT. And we just saw the power, we just saw the strength. It was on display. Zarya makes her in-ring debut live Tuesday on NXT.
Halloween Havoc, baby! And I gotta tell you, Bubba, I am not happy. Kelani Jordan no longer your NXT Women's North American Champion. Fallon Henley, your new champion. The odds stacked against Kelani. Unfortunate, but we have a new champion.
Fallon Henley is the new champion, but in the words of Joey Styles, oh my God! Zarya just put the entire NXT Women's Division on notice. We saw her earlier in the rafters. The music hit, and she laid every woman out.
And how about that ambulance match? Ridge Holland, he said it. You were talking to him before the matchup earlier tonight, and he showed up.
I told you I was going to destroy Chishu. With some results, I put the final stick through their hearts. And now I'm moving on. I'm moving on to the reason why I came back to NXT in the first place. And I'm giving everyone fair warning that it's going to be far worse than what I did to Chishu.
Listen, that's twice. That's twice. You did it in the pre-show, and I let it slide. Now you're doing it on the PLE. I'm telling you right now, don't let it happen again.
All right, Bubba, I need to get refocused because we still have one more match, that NXT Championship match, Devil's Playground, Ethan Page and your NXT champion, Trick Williams.
The one we've been looking forward to, Dave. Trick and Ethan, who's it gonna be?
All right, let's go back to Vic and Booker.
Oh, we want to thank you guys because it's right, it is time for our main event here tonight for the NXT Championship. It will be right here in Devil's Playground, here where, well, the matchup can go anywhere, anything can happen, and it could end anywhere. Falls count anywhere, it could end here, it could end on this swing, it could end on the ambulance. I mean, it could even end over by you, Booker.
And this is Halloween Havoc, and we can have it without a Devil's Playground match. It could end right here, it could end right here. Hell, it could end up anywhere. Oh, hell no. What you doing, Tatum?
Tatum, I'm so glad that you're okay, but listen, we need to get you to medical, and
Ava!
Yes?
After what Wendy did to me, I want a match.
I understand. If it's a match that you want, it's a match that you will get on Tuesday, okay?
Let's
take a moment.
Make it more interesting.
Wait, what? Okay, you and Wendy on Tuesday in a casket match.
I can't believe what we just heard. Tuesday, it's going to be a casket match, but coming up in a matter of moments, it's our main event for the NXT Championship. Ethan Page, Trick Williams, who will survive Devil's Playground?
You think you know about Scary? Well, I've got a horrifying story for you. There once was a prince who quickly became a king.
Ethan Page, the new face of NXT.
And that king ruled over his kingdom. Even with heinous interlopers clawing at his prize. No matter how repulsive, the king continued to carve his legacy. Then one haunted evening, in a windy city, everything went.
You think that was a dreadful story? I conquered a fire-breathing dragon. And the phantom friend who spun a web of lies. And then along came a joker, and everything went. But I didn't let that spook me. I figured out my inner demons and rose from the dead to get back my crown.
We got a new champion!
No, no, no. That won't be the end of this harrowing story.
Spin the wheel.
As Halloween approaches, I will supply the havoc.
Trick Williams and Page will enter the Devil's Playground for the NXT Championship.
And the only deal I'll stick to is starting the spine-chilling sequel to claiming the supreme spot atop NXT.
Hold up there, cockroach. You spun that wheel, but here's the deal.
It's going to be barbaric, sadistic. Two men will enter the Devil's Playground. One walks out champion.
You don't got what I've got in me, and that's the devil, pal.
You done everything except beat me. You've never beat Trick Williams. At Halloween Havoc.
At Halloween Havoc.
We may be entering the Devil's Playground. But playtime's over.
The challenger has said he is willing to go to places he knows Trick won't. I wonder if there's some truth to what Ethan Page says.
One thing about one thing about All Ego, this guy's he's a veteran, a grizzled veteran, 17 years in this business. I'm gonna tell you right now, he did not slip on a banana peel and become NXT champion. This thing has been calculated from day one. His modus operandi is to become the best here in NXT.
These two are going to be scarred, battered, and bruised.
Battered and torn.
Say that too. But who is going to walk out NXT champion?
What? Yeah. I like it. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. What? Yeah. I like it. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. That's Trick.
That's
he's the North American. He's the champion. He's the NXT champion. He's that man.
It's not just Trick. That's Trick Willy Wonka, who's got the golden ticket to the top.
I like it.
Around his waist. But does the champion know what he's walking into? It's Devil's Playground. Falls count anywhere.
Man. Here we go, Vic.
Let's go up to our ring announcer, Mike Rome.
The following is a Devil's Playground match. And it is for the NXT Championship. And this match, falls count anywhere and anything goes. Introducing the challenger from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 225 pounds, All Ego, Ethan Page. And his opponents from Columbia, South Carolina, weighing in at 240 pounds, he is the NXT champion, Trick Williams.
Page just jumping Trick Williams as this matchup underway. There is the bell. Anything goes, as you heard from Mike Roman. This is just the third Devil's Playground match ever. The first was at Halloween Havoc back in 2020. Johnny Gargano defeated Damian Priest for the North American Championship. But who has the advantage here tonight in Devil's Playground?
That's a big mistake right there. Trick Williams got caught slipping early, and right now, Ethan Page is on the move, man. This dude's smart. He's smart. He knows the rules.
Well, no one has taken anything away from what Ethan Page can do, what he has done. But something he has done is he has questioned the toughness of Trick Williams. And does that get overlooked? Does Trick's toughness get overlooked?
I know Trick Williams, he stepped in there with some of the best here in NXT, and he's proven his medal, so I have to disagree with Ethan Page on the toughness of Trick Williams.
Well, Page said that Trick Williams has never faced anyone as savage as him, but look what Trick's got, the equalizer. It's all legal. And here we go. How about that for a killer instinct, Book? How about that for questioning his toughness? Page questioning it now.
Trick Williams is that dude. He knows what it's about. He knows what it's like coming up, you know, on this street and having to deal with circumstances just like this one right here. It's a fight, man.
It has been a fight everywhere we've gone here tonight. From the opening matchup, tables, ladders, and scares.
You look like a dumbass.
I like that.
Yeah, that's funny, huh? So you know what I like? I like that right there, big right hand. Man, now he looks like a dumbass. Get him, Trick! Williams is rocking, falls into a cover, title's on the line, and Page able to kick out again. Pinfalls can happen anywhere in Hershey, PA. And of course it was Page who dropped a diss track mocking Trick Williams. Might backfire, to be quite frank. Trick has had an issue controlling his emotions. Well, here tonight, there's no rules. He can let those emotions fly. And it's Trick now becoming the aggressor. That's one of those broken ladders that I think we saw earlier tonight from that tables, ladders, and scares match with all the brutality we saw during that fight.
Anything goes in this type of match, Vic. Oh! How far is Trick willing to go? That's going to be questioned now.
Certainly is. And I think we might just find out as Page just went face first right off that ladder and now is spilling out amongst the NXT universe. And this is the difference in this matchup, Booker. It's unconventional. It's false count anywhere. We are all in the Devil's Playground. This matchup can end right there in the 7th, 8th, 10th row, section 111, at our feet, in the parking lot, back in the locker room. It doesn't matter.
Trick's feeling it, Vic.
I don't know if you also saw who needed to get out of the way. We saw Dave LaGreca, WWE Hall of Famer, Bubba Ray Dudley back there as well. Again, it can end right in there.
What the hell was Bubba Ray thinking about? What the hell?
I mean, you guys are Hall of Famers. Don't you guys got club meetings during the week or something like that? Big drop through the trash goes again, falls down anywhere. Just got that left shoulder up, and again you see the bruising, the welts forming on the back of Ethan Page. And look, Ethan Page has competed in steel cage matches. He's competed in dog collar matches. He's done everything throughout his career. One thing he did say, Trick Williams never tasted his own blood. He's never been busted open. These two have so much hatred for one another that it goes back to the first match Ethan Page had in NXT. Remember, it was a main event, premium live event, just like tonight, Battleground. This has been a long-standing issue between these two. No one home, and Page answered back.
Just like that, right? I can tell you this. Ethan Page is smart. He's just waiting for his moment, Vic. He's waiting
no.
He's waiting on Trick Williams to make that fatal mistake, and that could be, he's lowering him in right there, Vic. He's lowering Trick into the moment.
And now DDT. Yes. And again, the official out here because he can pin him anywhere to win the title. And Trick's left shoulder just off of the floor. This our main event of Halloween Havoc, Devil's Playground. Here in Hershey, inside the Giant Center. 24 hours from now it'll be Monday Night Raw, but here in the now it's Halloween Havoc. This is for the NXT Championship. Page in control, and
I think Trick's lack of experience being in matches like this definitely is playing against him right now, because I think he let a whole lot of energy flow in the beginning of this thing, and Ethan Page was just waiting for that ultimate moment.
Ethan Page referred to this match as child's play throughout the week. And you know, when you lose everything, when you're finally free, the devil inside can come out a lot easier, and that's the case for Ethan Page. and you hear Trick screaming in pain into the cover. Williams able to get that inside shoulder up as this matchup continuing. But look at that devil inside starting to come out in the challenger in all ego.
You know, as good as Trick Williams is, Vic, I must say there are levels to this game. And Page is working on
sidewalk
another level
slam
right
through the
now.
steel chair.
Yes.
Another near fall in this matchup, and if Ethan Page were to win, he'd become the 8th superstar to hold the NXT title more than once. Take another look, because after this, folding up in the opposite wrong direction, he was a half a second away. And I take nothing away from Ethan Page. He's a true one-on-one. He won the NXT title faster than anyone else in this brand. He's main evented every premium live event since his debut, including the first one we talked about in Las Vegas.
Not just that, Vic, you just said something. If Ethan Page wins this match tonight, he would be the NXT champion. He would have done that twice in time faster than anyone in this business. That would be something for him. That's history-making moment. Here we go.
Again, and another near fall.
Man, so close
And again,
right there.
Booker, you're watching this matchup unfold. As diabolical as it could be, as sadistic as this matchup could be, and it could end anywhere. Ethan Page has been focusing on the back of Trick Williams. Why do you think that is?
You know why? Because he's a pro. He's a professional. He's dissecting this man piece by piece. And this is something that Trick Williams has never dealt with before. Honestly, he's never dealt with a guy like Ethan Page.
Obviously, he could also be setting up for that ego's edge. As Page right now maybe trying to hoist Trick Williams up for the aforementioned edge, and instead countered DDT for Trick Williams now. Starting to get some momentum, but this is a crucial moment, don't you think, for Trick? Because as we've already documented, he's never been in this sort of matchup. He's never been in this sort of environment, so to speak. He's got to maybe reset his mind a little bit.
Not just that, Vic. I mean, he's got to go out here and he's got to prove to not just himself, but everyone in the NXT universe that he is that man, that guy that should be wearing the championship around his waist. Big shot by Trick. Oh, here we go.
Starting to get going is Trick
feeling.
Williams.
He's feeling.
Trifecta of high impact maneuvers.
Snap back.
Speaking of snapback, he's feeling it in his back as he's got a target acquired and no one home. He could have been looking for that trick shot. No one there. Big kick from Page. Page again, maybe looking for ego's edge, hoisting up Williams. Williams, though, too powerful, too big, able to slide down. Oh, there it was. Trick shot connected. Trick shot connected. This is it. Match. But no. Kick out.
Referee made you right.
By Ethan. And we talk about, take another look. This is the trick shot. We talk about it's an unconventional matchup. Great job. And I want to remind everyone watching.
Wait a minute.
Hold on a second. There's no rope break.
That's my bad.
There's no rope break in this matchup. The official realized that. And for someone who's been complaining about the officials for months, Ethan Page was just saved by the official, so to speak.
Referee, he made a mistake, Vic. That's all it was.
But it's muscle memory, too. It's an unconventional matchup. We don't have these every day. I just said there's only been 3 in the history of WWE. This matchup, though, is continuing. There are no rules. It could end anywhere. There is no rope break.
That was bad luck for Trick, and like I said, it was just a mistake made by the referee there.
What the hell's in the bag? It's all the nuts and the bolts for what secure the ring. And I think all ego has evil intentions in mind. And Williams countered for a moment. And Trick! That jumping neck breaker. Will this be enough? And a near fall, but Trick Williams willing to destroy himself in that moment. Have a little bit of pain. Feel a little bit of hurt. And maybe it's frustration coming out of Trick as well. I mean, take a look around the ring, Book. I mean, the chairs are destroyed. The nuts and bolts are everywhere. There's a couple of washes in here as well. And Trick Williams just went face first off the post right here to our right.
Ethan Page let Trick Williams' momentum work in his favor right there. Trick's a little bit emotional in this matchup here tonight, Vic.
crucial point in this matchup for both these superstars. You see right there the welts that have just formed throughout the back and the body of the challenger. And Page again now, everything at his disposal is legal. Anything he can get his hands on is legal. Trick Williams, though, jumping right back into the fight. Page wanted to question Trick's toughness.
Oh, baby.
As Trick would say, let's talk about it. Let's get the hell out of the way. Oh! And stomach, chest, and ribs first. Did Trick just go into the steel steps?
Devil's Playground right here. Oh.
Is that what I thought I saw, Booker? Look at Ethan Page right now. I'm trying to get a look, but I don't want to get too close. Trick Williams. Booker, you got a better look than I do. I think he's tasting his own blood for the first time as Ethan Page with a little extra ego damage. And Page can cover a Booker. The fall count anywhere. He can win the title right here. And Trick Williams just kicked out.
Wow. Trick's hurt.
I don't mean to ignore what we just saw, but I'm trying to listen to the official. There could be some internal injuries right now within Trick Williams. This is the pain that Ethan Page said he would put Trick Williams through as our medical staff trying to check on the NXT champion.
Match over. This is it.
Standing there, you can see that. See Trick bleeding in his mouth.
Medical staff is saying this match is over with, Vic. I think we got a new champion.
I mean, if the referee does call the matchup, yes, that's exactly what would happen.
I think we got a new champion here.
But look at Trick Williams, though, Book. Trick Williams defiant as a champion. He's telling them, hell no. He wants to fight. You talk about questioning a man's toughness. There might be no one tougher tonight in Hershey than Trick Williams. Williams trying to pull himself back onto his feet. Referee's discretion. He doesn't want to see it end like this. This matchup is continuing, but is it all but over for Trick Williams? Ethan Page doesn't give a damn about Trick. He doesn't give a damn about Trick's family. He cares about one thing, being champion. And he doesn't care what he's got to do, who he's got to destroy to do it.
Devil's Playground, Vic. This is Devil's Playground. This is Halloween, and it's about to be a whole lot of damn havoc in the middle of this ring.
And Lucifer is moving around the steel steps right now. No, 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 damn it! Trick just getting out of dodge, continuing to fight. Oh! Trick turning things around. Rock bottom.
Planted Ethan Page on the steel steps. Man!
And Trick now, fighting through the pain. Adrenaline will make a man do cool. Adrenaline will make a man do crazy things, but a low blow will stop any man in his tracks.
You should have ended me! You should have ended me!
This is exactly what Ethan Page said. Would Trick Williams be able to go where he needed to go? Would he be able to go to the depths of hell to retain his title?
Oh my God!
Trick answering back! Trick continuing to fight! Trick is going to that dark place inside! And Trick Williams now, not to be outdone. A trick shot.
That it?
Trick survives. Trick survives the Devil's Playground.
here is your winner, and still the NXT champion, Trick Williams.
Paige pushed Trick, but it was Williams who walked through hell for a hallelujah moment here tonight in Hershey. What a fight. This was after Trick Williams was checked by medical. Trick would continue to fight. Ethan Page looked to not only end the match, end the reign, but end the career of Trick Williams until that bookend connected right there. And Trick Williams, for a moment in time, was stopped. Ethan Page continued to show that devil inside. Trick Williams, who was willing to show he was ready to go to places that he's always been questioned if he could get there. Did he have that killer instinct? And tonight, indeed, Trick Williams had just that and so much more as he retains the NXT.
Oh, shucky ducky, quack quack.
And Rich Holland. Has Rich not done enough damage already tonight?
He's on a mission. He's on a mission, Vic. This is a statement, man.
Hey! What are you doing? This is my business, not your business. Boy, this is mine. You want to do it? Do it right!
This is a 2-on-1 beatdown of Trick Williams. And now Ethan Page. Hey!
Oh, here's come Bubba Ray. Here comes Bubba Ray.
WWE Hall of Famer, Bubba Ray Dudley. He heard enough from Rich Holland earlier tonight.
He's throwing those big haymakers. He's throwing those big bows. Oh, man.
Twice tonight! Twice you got fouled! Pal, I'm looking to get one behind me. You have no idea what you're doing.
Booker, the spookiest night of the year, ends in chaos. But Trick Willie Wonka still has the golden ticket around his waist. That being the NXT Championship.